Hello and welcome, and this is another buy low, sell high, major volatile moves, which we're going to do within code NXT. Something I might get back into relatively soon. I last exited out of the position at 1100 Satoshi, currently in at 900. And I did this earlier with another code, and I was just thinking for a moment that, well, first of all, markets that move like this, I 100% expect to win, because if it goes down in a beautiful, making these high choppy movement, then it's going to be profitable. NXT is showing pretty much that format. But the thinking is this. So again, you're playing the strategy, you're playing for one unit. Market goes up 20%, it's worth 1.2, so you sell 0.2 worth of it to bring it down to 1, and then when it goes down to say 0.8, well, we're going to do bigger volatility than this, but then you would buy it. You'd buy 0.2 worth, bringing it back up to 1. But what I was thinking was, well, wait a second here. What if, say, for example, that instead of, say, for example, it moves up to this required amount, but I'm playing a bigger number. Let's just assume if it goes up to 1.5 even, that I sell, or a 50% gain. And if it goes down to say, I'd say 0.6 or 7 even. 0.7 you buy. Just want to quickly fix this. Okay, so that's the general thing. But if I'm going 1 and it goes to say I'm doing 40%, 1.40, what if I sell a half? Thus, I'm going to sell more and make it worth 0.9. And I'll show you an example of, and then of course what would happen now is when it goes back down, I would basically be selling more and buying more, thus having more volume within the trades. And I made this spreadsheet earlier, and in here, this is the formula, or the place where it says how much to sell. And all it does is it takes the value of your portfolio, and then wait a second, this is the buy. I actually need to do it here. So I want to, yeah, I did it here by mistake. This is the one I wanted to do it on. Because what happened was I would change this to subtract it by 1. So basically I'd make it so you'd be buying more. And this number went from like 1.66 to like 1.75. So a marginally better gain by doing such. But I used the wrong column. So let's use this column for the first time. So in this spot here, the price is worth 1.21 and you want to be worth 1 unit. So you would sell the 21. I'm thinking, well, what happens if I sell, say, 26 or 31 instead? So what I can do within this formula is I have, if that number is greater than 1, then do E2 minus 1. Well, if I go, say, minus 0.9 instead, then I would sell 0.1 worth more. Let's copy and paste this and see what the differential happens to be. I'll be seeing for the first time as well. It was 1.66 before, and now it's 1.82. So my thinking is to sell a little bit more. This is what I should be doing with every play. Let's take a look at what the NXT results would be, both differentials. But before we do that, let's just try some other numbers. So we have, I did 0.9. Let's just try 85. And what were we at? We were at 182. And see if what kind of numbers we get here. And this goes to 1.9. So better results that way. Okay, let's even go like 8. This is extreme to do this. What would the results be? But the same. So let's just undo that. And keep this at 8.5. So then when I end up doing the NXT results, I'm going to see how this does, selling a lot more than I had been in the past compared to that of obviously the normal base amount. So then let's move on, and we'll do the buy low and sell high. Again, we're going to do this with NXT. We use this via the daily term time frame. So we'll scroll all the way to the very start. Do it from when it was so much higher just to see, because this is 900 now. So if you started buying this back when it was like 9,000 even, let's just say you bought up in here like February 3rd. So it's 10 times higher than it is now. How would you end up doing? Well, what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring Notepad, and let's just do an open buy at 9,000. And again, I want to do big volatile moves. There's really not going to be too many trades, but there's going to be a fair number. And of course, I'm started up in here. So if we're looking for 50% gains, I'm going to have to play the 2 order rule. 2 sell orders and 2 buy orders. One for about a 50% move. So I would have to go to somewhere near 14.2. That would be 5,000 on 9. So even a bit more, like 60% would be nice as well too. So that'd be the equivalency of about 33% lower. So on 9,000, that's about the 2.7. So we're looking at about 6,000 would be where you'd want to place a buy order in. And again, I want to do 2 orders. I want to do one that's much larger. So we'll say close to double, even a bit better than double. So like 33, and then much lower than half off from 6,000. So you'd be looking at maybe like 2,000 area. Like that. So that will be the intention for how this is done. And then we'll just continuously move the market. So that would be a buy order in place. So 9,000 is the level in which we would have that of 50%. But let's do a little bit higher, like 96. Maybe bring this down a little bit as well. Of course, these have to go lower as well. So if we last bought at 6,000, 30% down from that number would be about 4,000 or so. So we'll do 40.65 and then something much lower like that. And move the market. And we get a sell. Adjust some orders. Let's find where the next transaction will come into place. So we're in March of 2014, and that looks like a buy order hit on what would be March 11, 2014 at 5,756. And then from that point forward, market goes into March and then into April as we get a buy on April 19th at 33.49. That was a good differential from the last trade at 57.56. So 1 indicates buy, 2 indicates sale. The differential was that of 2,200 points. And about 16, 17, 18 works out to 30%. So A very good trade there. And the next one looks like a sell's coming. Very close, not quite. And oh man, I mean it could get nicer there, but 6,000 sell was hit. And given the higher volatility, when you see that it's happening, maybe just even go for larger moves. So I'm going to try to sell like 11 and buy back at 35. I was going to put 99 in, and then that would have hit. But there's that 11 right there. 11357 to be exact. So with that, let's even go for like close to 20 for the next sale. I got like 19 too. And again, I'm not looking in advance to see where any key numbers happen to be. And a buy will be the play at 81.33. Place a buy order at 51.23. I got a big one down around 11.77. Sell it at 14.8 and a bigger one at 36 as well. And move the market to almost bought there, but not quite. And you did get that quite buy, and it's a definite one on August the 25th. We'll look to sell next to 82.97, buy a hair above 3,000. And sell should come, and it does. Put a sell order in at 13.5. I got a buy order in at 5,000. As the time frame is now moving into September, October of 2014. Closer to 5 as we see it at 54. And there's a 5,000 buy order. Buy orders at 31, sell order at 84. Let's continue again. As the year's coming to an end, we now move into 2015. And you're now into February. So all of January without a trade. All of February without a trade. All of March without a trade. All of April without a trade. But on this date, and we can see it's going to go much higher from there, but 3,100 would have hit on May the 12th. First trade of the year. Long-term game. I'll put a sell order a little under 5,000. I know it's going to hit here because the spoiler of this rally. There is the sell. I'll place the next sell order under 79. Buy order placed over 3,000. Probably will sell because these markets just go way up and way down. Was this ready for an up move? It's now June of the year into July. Some interesting nice spikes for some not as aggressive like 60% moves and such. There's the buy at 3,090. Put the next buy order at 1785 and sell again close to near 5. Goes up to 41. Down move as we go into Halloween of 2015. There's the buy. And place the next buy order barely over 1,000. Who knows what'll hit first? I actually don't. I mean, we'll see. 1,200, but nothing there. And look at this. Missed out on a great sale. Thing just doubled. No sell here. January 2016 is the time frame now. Close to a sell, but not quite. So just like the previous year, you go the first few months without making a trade. This is into May. Still no trade. Finally, in May of 2016, it does reach that 1,000 handle. So keeping the aggressive buying and selling, let's do 629 and 1,800. Okay, there's the 1,800 hit. Adjust the sell order to 32, which hits. I'm going to look next to sell at 54. Adjust my buy order to this previous resistance level at 1836. And that's a hit. Yeah, 5,500 even. Move the buy down to 900. Sell over 8,000. And that's A buy order at 35.65. We'll look to buy at 23 with the sell order shown at 57 next. And that hits. That hits. The low was 23.11. I got 23.35. I'll put the next buy order around a little under 14 and a half. And it hits at 14.45. 15.45. Look to buy at 840 as the next buy. 24. There's that buy, but 24.50 would have been the sell. Obviously not now. 841, another entry point. I'll move the next buy order to a little over 500 and selling at a little over 14. New year coming soon, as this would be the end of 2016, 2017. Oh, we'll probably start March with a rally. Of course, I kind of know that given... Wow. I just take a key number. 500 was mathematically a good differential. 500 psychological, go a little bit above it. So that's why I would take a number like that. But nice hit anyway. I'll look to sell a little under 9, buy a little over 3. And there is a lot over 9, close to 11, but 893 sell order fill. We'll buy at 533, sell at 1386 on the next play. It's near the buy. It's at the purchase. Place the next buy order a little over 3, and because of this previous resistance, let's go under 1,000 for the sale, which obviously hit in March. This is now when the markets are going to go big time up for the next few months. You don't know it at the time, but there's going to be some great sell orders that will start selling. The next sell order will come in a little over 16. Oh my goodness. I'm not looking. That's just luck. 1671 sell order fill. Put the buy order at 1,000. Go around 2,500 for a sale. And that's why I play the numbers like this. If I want to buy around 1,000, just barely go over it. The low was exactly 1,000. So we'll sell at the previous high, 1642. Buy at 6. There's the sale. Place the next seller at 27.5. But again, that 1,000 number, what was again 1,000 again? Perfect. 1,021 was the hit here. So keep doing what we're doing. Selling at the 1634. Buy at the 667. Is this an exact hit by chance? No, it's one miss. So no sell. But there is the sale. And sell around 1,000 basis points higher, around 27. And there we have it. Have the next seller in at 43. Buying over 15. Missing it there. Missing it and missing it again. But not that stage. Place the next seller at 69.83. And it hits just a next few days later. We're now in June of the year. The next sell order will be well over 11,000. Go for a 100x or 2x move, and even a 2x decline with this great volatility. You see the markets just rolling. So back to this key area, half off, or 2x move is the next weight. And it's a buy. Let's continue on forward, looking to buy at 2, sell around 62. And we got a sell that hit. Put a buy order back at this key area. A sell order at around 10.8. And that 35 would be the next hit. Look to buy next at 21.79. If it goes there, it's close. And it does, in fact, do hit. And we're now September of 2017, so a little over 1 year left on this venture. And continue on, much deeper buy order. As we can see, it's at around 13, and it in fact hits. 12.39 is the buy. Put the next buy order in at 743. And even that one hits as well. Next buy orders at 515. Is it actually going to hit? No, we're going to sell first at 1335. And move the market again. And it's another sell. Look to sell next at 33. Oh, easy. With the next sell order coming in at 5400. And that one as well hits. Make the next sell order close to 9,000. And an immediate hit. We're going to see the next day that it would obviously keep going higher. But 9,058, the sell order. And because of 5 consecutive sell orders in a row, a market going up over 10x. I'm at a spot now, the last sell at 9,000. I'm barely doing a bit better than 2x. In fact, I could even go a little further and do like, not much deeper, but 37.65. And I've got a sell order next at 16,000 because the volatility is just enormous. And as you say, I didn't look in advance to see it was going to go there, but I realized when a market goes up quick like this, not a surprise to come back to a key place where you came from, 37.65 the buy. And even though it looks like low volatility, selling at 78.58, well, that's still better than double at this stage. When I'm looking for like 60-65% sells, it seems like. Buying at 21, decent normal size buy. See what hits. And it's the buy order. And now you can see my bigger sell order on the screen at 12,000. So always 2 orders in. Put a buy order in at 12.62. It says 188. Realistically, it would probably be around 400 though. But we're just getting through this quickly. It's going to breeze through for most of the year as there's going to be the April Fool's rally. There's not going to be much more. It's most likely going to be just buying for all of this year as, of course, it's been a bear market for pretty much the entire year. And there we go, 1262 buy, and we've already passed through that April Fool's rally. Put a seller at 23, sell it around 7, or buy rather at around 7. We're into September, October, so the year we're pretty much missed buy opportunity. So we're done. We're done. That's where we stand right now at 881. Market is down 20 points since I've done this video. That's 2%, but it's down like 90%, of course, since the entry point. So we got the data. That's what I like. Data. I will copy this. Go in here. But before we do that, let's just put this back to how this was before, minus that of 1. And then we'll try these other numbers. And in fact, well, I can copy and paste that later. So then let's do this. Paste in here. You can see right now it's up 3.85 when the market was down 3/4. 0.26 the hodl, up 3.85, and this was at this point. Then we'll do this. And now it's up 5 times. 400%. Buying and selling this way when the market is down 88%. And that's just fantastic result. So yeah, back to this in here. Let's see what happens if I change this. And in fact, this all says 85. So that's on the 85. That makes sense because I didn't. Well, so if you sell a little extra, which means You want to make sure when you sell that it's not worth 1 Bitcoin or 1 unit, it's worth 85% of what your normal unit is. It would go to 5. Now, if we use the original, copy and paste this, I'm expecting this number to be lower than 5, maybe 3.5 to 4. Actually, it's higher. It's higher. 543. It's higher. Now, the theory upon this is if the markets do a lot of this, a lot of regular chopping, and I say this as in you only usually get, if you do a lot of sell buy, sell buy, sell buy, it would work fantastic. But whenever you get 3, 4, 5, 6 orders in a row that are sales, that's going to really hurt because you're front load selling basically. But overall, we can see that just playing this strategy, 48 different trades would have been made throughout the entirety of this chart. Spanning, this was early 2014, so all of 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. Close to 5 years to do 5x on something that loses its value, plus the gains it has against Bitcoin. Now, we're not even counting that against the dollar. But just having, say you hold a Bitcoin, now you got 5.5 Bitcoin because you've done this. Now, in situations here, you could see that you were down quite significantly at this point. It never got, this could go to negative, but it never did. And meanwhile, completely down just buying and holding this. But it's simple mathematics. For obviously, when you look at just any of this, if I'm selling 82.97, buying 5,066, I'm profiting. It's buying 3,100, selling at about 5,000. That's a profit. That's why it works. And when I do this strategy, as long as the market moves, that's all I want. It's just for it to move. And not to go straight down. If it's going to go straight down, do some of this choppiest kind of action so that I can get some amazing gains. And that's really, as you can see, what I'm looking for. If it doesn't move, that means I'm not getting any trades. My portfolio really isn't changing. That's not really too efficient. If it's going up and it has spectacular gains that hold, say a market goes from 500 Satoshi to 8,000, and then it just goes sideways and then up further later after that, it never goes below 8,000 again, well, I'm not going to get as much on the way up, but I'm still going to profit on that type of movement as it is. The only way that this strategy can work when you put in 20, 30, 40 trades, as we see like this, is if it goes completely straight down. And I love mathematics. Have yourself a great day. Bye-bye.